Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going to go on a quest for truth together. Yes, we certainly are. We are going beyond the range of strange, where the outrageous is contagious, and where the paranormal is the new normal. Yes, that's how you know you're at the Truth Quest. Because we're flying high above the stratosphere. In a place we call no fear, right? Not, we're above the stratosphere. We're in the area of no fear. We are fearless. Hello, Mud Rabbit. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you here. Darb Nertz, hello. Good to see you here. Well, 4 here now, and we have a tradition here on the Truth Quest, and that is you get your lucky number. How do you get your lucky number? You press that thumbs up. I got number 2. That's my lucky number. For about a week, that lucky number is good. And thank you for joining us. I just shared this out to my social media page out there in Facebook land. And I'm about to share it out to my Truth Quest Facebook page as well. And then we can get her rolling. I hope all of you are having a great night tonight, Wednesday night. Some people call it, what do they call it? Hump day for some reason. I'm not sure. Over the hump. Yeah. I think that's why they call it that. I think they like that it's called. Some people like that. But if you pronounce it as it's spelled, it's Wednesday. So I don't know. Whoever thought of the spelling for all this stuff, I don't know what they were thinking. Do you? They must not have been thinking, hello, Catherine Weiss. Good to see you here. Yes. Very, very, very good. Well, folks, I might be, depending on what happens in the next few days, I might be looking for a new home for these 2 dogs. So put the word out. A fellow Wisconsinite. Oh, well, now where in Wisconsin are you? I'm over here in Door County in the big Sturgeon Bay. Where are you at, Darb? Darb Neretz? Okay. Everybody has interesting names. Love it. Okay. So we shared that on out. I'm sure you're all watching the spectacle that is, or the amazing, what's amazing about this court case is how much footage they actually had and how good it was. I mean, and they got far more footage than they were showing. What that happened, what, it was the 2nd or 3rd night of rioting in Kenosha when that all happened. It's not like it happened all that one night. It had been going on at least for one night before, where they burned that other car dealership down. So tragic, so tragic. And the police just let it happen. They were told to stand down. By who? Um, you know, as corrupt as the FBI is showing itself to be, I can't help but think that they are somehow behind all of this. I think we can all take a pretty good educated guess as to how. I mean, all these guys were like felons, right? And they're there, okay? That Grotz guy, he traveled like 3 times as far as Kyle did to get there. So what do you say about that? Oh, by Appleton, okay. Well, they're not really my pups. They're my son's pups. And, you know, I like to help out my son, but it was supposed to be temporary, like a couple weeks, 7 months ago. And so, you know, it's time. Time to hello, Mad Paj. Central Wisconsin. All right. Yeah, Wisconsin. Now, I grew up in Minnesota, born in Arizona, grew up in Minnesota, and now I live in Wisconsin, they call it here, Wisconsin. However, I don't hunt. I'm not a big cheeseaholic. I don't drink beer. I don't watch the Packers. So, you know, I'm not your typical Wisconsinite. Oh, if you were closer, you'd take them, Mud Rabbit? Oh, wow. Yeah, they're really nice dogs. Let me see if I can find a picture of them. I don't know if I put pictures up of them before. Let me look here quick. I think I got a picture of them. Yeah, they're very nice dogs. I think my son was hoping that they'd have puppies, and but I don't think they're going to have puppies. It's a male and a female. They're both border collies, but he's a short hair, she's a long hair, and the chemistry's just not there. Let's just say for those 2 dogs, I don't think it's going to be viable. So um, would I want to split them up, or would he want to? You know, they're still his dogs, right? So I got to check with him a few more times before I can do that, I think, just to be fair. You know, they are his dogs. But there has to be an endpoint at some point. And, you know, maybe he's watching right now. Hi, AJ. It was nice seeing you. Your dogs sure liked seeing you. Okay, here they are. Okay, I wonder how I can do this. Oh, maybe I can do this like so. All right, I found a little movie. I wonder if this is going to work. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. So, okay, here we go. Here's Finn and Daisy. Finn and Daisy. So here's Daisy right here. That's the girl. And there's Finn is the boy. So here it goes. This was in the summertime. And look, my backyard, it's, well, you know, there it is. It was a hot day. Not a lot of rain. Not a lot of rain. Oops. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is probably being real choppy, and I'm sorry about that. They love the water. They love eating the water, you know, chomping at the water. I think that's it. I'm going to play it one more time. Maybe it'll play a little smoother second time. Finn and Daisy, they love the water. If I make it smaller.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. They love that.
Good
They jump really good. Hello, Austin Morris. Good to see you here. So that's Finn and Daisy, folks. The dogs in my backyard. And so that's what they are. They're very sweet dogs. Daisy has a sort of an annoying high scream bark that she does sometimes. Full disclosure. I think that's why we call it full disclosure here. All right. Yeah, they were having a lot of fun. They loved that. And it was a really hot day, so they certainly enjoyed that whenever I did that. And I was in my backyard earlier this summer. Hello, Austin. And I was throwing a Frisbee. You know, it's one of my sons, you know, it's from when you play Frisbee golf. They're like heavier, you know, they're like competition. They're smaller, they're heavier, they're thick. So I'm throwing that over, you know, parallel to the side of the house over to the above where he has to run around up this hill to get it. And he runs back. And I threw it up there a few times. And then one time the Frisbee thing hooked on my finger. I'm not used to having thrown Frisbees since I was a teenager. And it hooked my finger and it broke my window. So it's like, oh man. Yeah, I broke my own window. It's fixed now though. Still have to install it. But there you go. Things like that happen. And just to recap a little bit, you know, the judge, I still think the judge looks a lot like Art Carney. Don't you think? Art Carney. Where is Art Carney? Yeah, I think he does look a lot like Art Carney, to be honest with you folks. Uh-oh, we got the wheel turning. It's not always good. Okay, we gotta put this over here. Put this over here. There it is. Yes, I believe that he does look like Art Carney. Although Art Carney supposedly died in 2003. I know. But, you know, if you talk to some people, they'll tell you everybody is still alive. Have you heard people say this kind of thing? They think everybody's alive still. It's very hopeful, but yeah, he does look like him. Thanks, Mud Rabbit. Just snuck in. Hi, Dark Brain. Yeah, there he is. What do you need for a good movie? Great actors, right? That's what you need for a great movie. Great actors. Yeah. Well, it probably really isn't him, although it does even sound like him too. And he even has a lot of the same kind of physical habits. So I don't know, man. It's very strange. Hey, Dark Brain. Wearing sneakers. Oh, something's happening. Someone's trying to get my attention. I don't know what that is. All right. So that's that. I saw something. I was watching my buddy Red Pill 78. If you're not watching him on a daily basis, check him out on Twitch, DLive, Foxhole, Odyssey, BitChute, Rumble, you name it, he's there. And so he was showing some memes today, and I freezed it and I took a screenshot of this great one. I'm sure you'll like it. I sure was very impressed with it. Someone did a wonderful job on this meme. Check this out. Do, 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 do. What do you think about that? I can find it. Uh-oh, I got the turning wheel again. Wheel of Fortune. Is it over there? There it is. That's the first one. There it is, man. Look at that. There's Kyle, man. You know, what a great shot he was. Unbelievable. And not excessive at all. Just enough to keep him safe. And you know, he needs to be commended for that. Wow. You know how hard it would be to do everything he did that night as well as he did it? My goodness. And you know what? I get the feeling that Kyle was the kind of kid in school that might have been bullied. And I think these thugs can kind of pick up on that. And that's why they were chasing him. You know? I don't know. Plus the fact that he put out their fire. Well, he's a great fireman, man. He put that fire out like that, you know? He was amazing. Like, wow. And that kid's going to be a fireman someday. Like my buddy Mike, the fireman. Yeah, he's going to be a great fireman someday and a great policeman, I'm sure. Yeah, he is like Mr. America, Mr. Youth America. Very awesome. Yes, Red Pill is awesome, Mud Rabbit. It's a cool pick, man. Whoever did that, wow, amazing. You know, it's just photoshopped the head in on something that was, you know, from some other movie or something, right? I like Red and Craig daytime live. Yeah, you mean when they do the Occam's Razor and Comfy Sunday? Yeah, Craig's got such a radio voice, doesn't he? I mean, commanding, very deep and um, melodious. Yeah, there he is. Good old Kyle. Staying in style with Kyle. He's a groovy kid. Groovy kid. So that's that. So how about this, folks? Here's another one. If you have friends that are like kind of on the left and, you know, rooting for the other side, maybe you could just like show them this meme because that pretty much says it right there. If these men are your heroes, you know, Anthony Huber, you know, in 2012 pled guilty to false imprisonment with a dangerous weapon and strangulation as domestic abuse. Violated probation in 2016 and sentenced to 2 years in state prison, arrested almost immediately after his release in 2018 for battery. Real nice guy. Real nice guy. And Joseph Rosenbaum, we all know this guy's just a, do we even need to say this? It's just disgusting what he's done. Registered level 3 sex offender. And he was released that night. Now, there's some dispute whether it was from a prison, a jail, or some kind of institution. I think they tried to say it was a medical release, but I think medical because he's mental. He is a dangerous person. Okay, registered level 3 sex offender. Victim was under 15 years old. Spent 12 years in prison and received 42 separate disciplinary infractions while incarcerated. Real stellar citizen there, including numerous assaults, sex acts, manufacturing a weapon, and arson. Yeah, well, he likes to set fires, and Cal likes to put out fires. I mean, who is it? Who are we better off having on the planet? I say Kyle. And also charges for domestic abuse and battery were filed weeks before his death. Yeah. Well, saved some court time there, didn't we? And Gage P. Grossenkreutz, however you say that, the guy that has no bicep anymore, because he pointed his Glock at the best shot in Kenosha, like Marshall Dillon. So this is the Gage guy, okay? Gage, arrested for felony burglary and theft in 2013. Member of People's Revolution Terrorist Organization. People's Revolution Terrorist Organization. Oh, yeah. Fine organization, I'm sure. What the heck? Multiple counts of arson. He likes to see, this is the thing. Who's bringing all these arsons around here? Charged for being intoxicated with unlawful possession of a firearm, openly laments not being able to kill Kyle on social media. Yeah, the only thing he regretted was not being able to shoot him in the head. That's what Mr. No Biceps says. Wow. And look at Kyle. Look at that guy. He looks like just the friendliest kid you ever wanted to meet. You can just tell he's a good person. Look at that guy. No criminal history whatsoever. All right? Kyle Rittenhouse. Media labeled him a white supremacist. He's actually Hispanic. All 3 victims were white. Volunteered at his local fire department. I didn't know he's Hispanic. Well, he's American, okay? We're all Americans. We shouldn't divide like that. Was cleaning graffiti in Kenosha the day of the shootings occurred. Yes, earlier in the day. There's plenty of evidence of that. Risked his life to protect local business owners and their livelihoods. Yes, what a fine, upstanding citizen he already is, even as a young man. Cooperated with police and peacefully turned himself in after the shootings. So, there you go. You can show everybody that if they're still on the other side. Yeah, hey, Kiz baby. How you doing? Good to see you here. Good to see you. It was so long before I figured out what GTSY meant. I'm thinking, gutsy? Good to see you, it means, for all those who don't know, like I used to not know. Yeah, he's a role model for sure. Yep. He's a great American. We salute you with both salutes, however you do it, whichever one's the correct way. Well, he deserves all the salutes we can give him. And, you know, here's something interesting now, friends. Have you ever heard of Tartania? I think that's what they call it, Tartania. Tartaria. It's this super elaborate buildings from the past that seem to be under some kind of mud flood or something like this. Have you heard about this? I'm trying to decide what to think of all this. Oh, it should be capitalized. Good to see you. Okay. Long time no see. I've never seen that before. Long time no see. Oh, I don't have a very good memory for that, though. I'll probably forget. Tartaria. Tartaria. I guess that's a land where they made really good tarts, right? Tartaria. Mud floods. Yeah. So the idea is it's a very ancient people that were extremely advanced, what or something, making buildings that predated all the buildings around them, but they're way more elaborate and detailed and just meticulously miraculous in their design and their complexity. So as you can see here, all the things on the surface are like, okay, there, that's it. Okay, that's that. All right, those are nice. But underneath, it's like, oh wow, what is all this other stuff down here? You know, the mud floods. Now, what do you suppose caused those mud floods? Really good tartar sauce, yeah. Tartaria. They got tartar sauce, they got tarts, they got all kinds of things down there. Oh, you don't find any of this story plausible? Yeah, you know, in this picture, I got this from a video. This guy was talking about meltology, like bricks melt and turn into rocks. It's like, oh my God, people, I don't know, man. There's some people thinking they see dragons in bushes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't see the dragon in the bush. Sorry, not seeing it. But yeah, well, you know, some of the pictures they have of these buildings are impressive. I don't know who made them or when they were made. Um, Perhaps there was a mud flood. You know, they're talking about if this solar flash hits, could cause like a 1 mile or 3 mile high worldwide tsunami. You could get quite a bit of mud flowing around if something like that happened. You know, if something like that has happened in the past, maybe that's why there's no one in these megalithic ruins anymore. They were mud flooded out by the big wave after the solar flash. Or maybe not. Who knows? Updog. I like that name, Updog. Welcome to the show. And everybody else that I might have missed. So yeah, Tartaria. I've seen things about this. I haven't really delved very deeply into it at all. It just seems intriguing. But you know, I don't know. Are they trying to say that Tartaria is like connected to Atlantis or something? I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it some more, I guess. I thought someone might have some insights, but Austin Morris says he doesn't believe in it. Dates back to Stalin. Okay, that's okay. Austin says the white building in the upper right is in Moscow, Russia, and dates back to Stalin. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check out those Tartaria documentaries and see what's up with that. You know, you just don't know what to think these days. There's so much out there, you know. They'll even let a guy like me have a show. They'll let anybody in here. High frequency sound liquefied the ground below. Oh, okay, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, during some certain type of tectonic, when the plates are like vibrating, they can actually turn solid rock into like particles that will re-solidify after it swallows things up. Yeah, yeah. Wow. Sound is very powerful. Sound is And you can make light with sound. So sound might be the source of everything when it all comes down to it. Because sound can produce light. Can light produce sound? Okay, Austin says, Tartaria, our documentary he saw profiled a big building in Australia. These places have recorded history. Okay. And Rosetta Stone says, there's maps and photos. 'Twas once upon a time. What was that? A missed call? An hour ago. A missed call. I wonder who that was. 805 area code. Not sure where that is. I don't recognize the number. 805. I was expecting a call from somebody. Should I call him live on the air? Whoever called me? What do you think? We'll put it up for a vote. 1 says I call that number back. 2 says, no, don't call it. Might be embarrassing. I don't know. I don't know who that is. 805. Earthquakes in Wellington, New Zealand liquefied the earth. Yeah, up dog. I heard that too. I didn't know that was where it was, but thanks. Yeah. Very interesting. You see, we just don't know everything, do we? There's so much that we don't know. 1 1, 2 2s, 2 1s and 2 2s. It's a tie so far. Here's something interesting about Jeff Bezos. What's stopping Jeff Bezos from being Santa? He has our addresses. He has drones. He has a wish list and intimate knowledge of our habits. He's specifically making a choice not to be Santa. Good point. Wow. I wouldn't want anyone dropping something down my chimney, though, necessarily. That could be a problem. For one thing, I don't have a chimney. So there you go. Let's check where we are now. Okay, 2 1s, 2 2s, and a 1. Might be FBI saying your social security number has a warrant with an Indian accent. Oh, funny you should mention that. I got stroke of luck. Someone with my very same last name in Nigeria was like in charge of all this money for this bank, and he died in a car accident. And so they're contacting me to transfer like 54 million, and I'll get like $1 million just for doing it. What a deal. Don't fall for that, folks. It's a scam. Yeah. He's too bald to be Santa. He looks more like Dr. Evil than Santa. He looks exactly like Dr. Evil. He's got that one bulging eye, too. One bulging eye. So yeah, watch out for those scams. I was even scammed by some woman that, she was claiming she was interested in me, and she started talking or chatting, type chatting in sort of broken English, like someone from Asia might do. And I figured it out. I'm like, oh man, this sucks. Fake people. Be real, everybody. Let's all be real. Nigerian prince, yeah. Moriarity is a very common name. That's why they had to call me way over here. Yeah, I feel so lucky. Yeah, all I had to do was give them all my bank numbers. That's all I had to do. Don't do that, folks. Don't do it. Don't do it. I didn't do it. I'm just teasing. Having fun. Did you hear what this guy did? So this guy either was scammed or you heard about this guy scamming someone from Nigeria, this Nigerian guy. And he scammed the Nigerian guy. Did you hear about this? You can find the videos. So what he did was he contacted this guy and he said, hey, I'm looking for actors to act out little skits. And he gave him a skit to act out. It was the dead parrot skit from Monty Python. So you had two Nigerians thinking they're going to get paid, thousands of dollars for doing this skit. And of course, they never get paid. So they make these guys do these ridiculous videos and they never paid them because they were scammers and they were getting them back with a scam of their own. I thought that was great. Look it up. If I show it here, it'll just be choppy anyway. Yeah. I always buy a lottery ticket and I never check it because I always want to feel like I might be a millionaire. I don't want to check it because it might not be, and I don't want to know that. Okay, I just want there to be a chance. So there you go. And what I call the lottery, I call it something else. I call it the hope tax because they're taxing our hope with the voluntary lottery, which I think is probably totally fixed. Totally fixed. Hello, Artist 61. Good to see you here. Very good. Yes. I guess I can take that little meme off of there. Left that up a little long. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put in the call thing, didn't I? Yeah, all the call information. How could I forget? How could I forget? Well, you know what? While we're waiting, here's another nice little meme to look at. All right, now we can do this. And here we go. If you want to call in, all you truth questioners, you may. Maybe you saw something. Maybe you have a question, a comment, something to add. Hello, Abby. No, you didn't miss much at all. We're just goofing around. Just goofing. Now we need to get that One Tap Mobile. Everybody loves it. One Tap Mobile. You know what? Sometimes I get these songs in my head from ads from like decades ago, right? Like there was back when they used to advertise cigarettes. Now I don't smoke cigarettes and I don't advocate it. But there was a cigarette ad for the 101. It was 1 centimeter longer than the normal cigarettes. And the song was just a little millimeter longer, 101. And that's it. That plays in my head. And they had some goofy ads, so you can look that up. It's very interesting. Yeah, they used to advertise stuff like that. And if you watch old sitcoms, you'll notice they're always smoking. And they did that because they always had a sponsor that would supply the cigarettes and they would have the ads, A silly millimeter longer, 101. Yeah. Oh, sounds like a gimmick. Oh, tastes good. It's like, yeah. Tinka, hello, Tinka. Italy. So good to see you here. Very nice to see you here. And hello in Italy. Italy, how is it going over there? Are you doing okay? Are there lockdowns? We're, we know that it's a worldwide movement, and it's a planetary liberation that needs to happen for every country, so the good people can do good things for the people. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. And boy, Italy, they had it pretty rough for a while. Are they mandating things there? Tinka, it's such a cute name. Tinka. Yeah. If I only had the thing. So funny. He looks just like the Scarecrow, doesn't he? And yeah, straw for brains too. Same thing. Except the Marlboro Man. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. They had jingles for them. Yes, they did. Good to the last drop. That was coffee though. Yeah, they used to advertise alcohol too. They don't do that anymore. Yeah, isn't that wild? There's a darn good meme, because he looks just like him. I mean, there's a lot of facial similarities to the actual actor that did that. No lockdown yet? Oh, good. Stand up to any lockdowns. Don't give in. We need to all stand together. I've never worn a mask. Never will. I went to this was months ago. I went to a local little store, and they have a mask mandate. They won't let you in there. And I opened the door up, and I said, I just need to get one thing. I know where it is. I'll hold my breath. No. They said no. I said, okay. Never shopping there again. Ever. I don't care. And it's a nice place too. I feel bad, but you know what? She's in Italy. Tinka's in Italy. Just the Invisimask. Yeah. I got my Invisimask on, and it works. Protects you, works with your immune system, and we biolocated everyone's face, and we teleported one to everyone. Everyone has one. They're made of nanoparticles. They don't inhibit your breathing. They work with your immune system, and they protect you. It protects you. And you can let it, they are self-cleaning, and food goes in and out, no problem. All right? That's the beauty of nanotechnology right there. Northern Italy, the Alps. Oh, wow. I bet you go skiing quite a bit. I went skiing once, and it was heralding. Boy, it was in the White Mountains over there in New Hampshire where I went skiing. It was many, many, many years ago. I went there with my then girlfriend. I was living in Rhode Island when I worked at Hasbro as a designer. Great job. It was a great company. And yeah, I went there with her and a bunch of other people. And it was my first time ever skiing, and she was an avid skier. So I thought, oh, good, I'm going with someone who can teach me. And when we got there, she said, okay, we're going to the intermediates. You need to go over there to the bunny hill. I'm like, what? What? So I mastered the bunny hill. Took me a while. And I thought, I'm ready for the intermediate now. I get up there, and it's like, you're looking down, it's straight down, it's hard packed, ice covered snow. And I went straight down and wiped out, straight down and wiped out. And I lost my foot came out of the boot, and the ski was still on the boot. And so I had to like climb back up the mountain and get the boot and take all the snow out of it and then put it back on. And this guy saw me, and he comes over because I was just going straight down and wiping out and taking out those little jump things. And he comes over, he says, oh my, he goes, no, you have to turn. You have to turn, and go like this. You can't just go straight down. Worked for the Bunny Hill. And so, so this guy comes over, he's dressed in all silver. He's got silver jacket, silver hat, silver gloves, silver skis. This guy was all decked out in silver. And he was a black guy. And he had like a French accent. And he comes over and he says, oh my, yeah, you need to turn. He teaches me how to do it, lift up, ski, turn it, and how you teach someone how to ski. And so once I kind of got the hang of it, I said, wow, man, thanks. You saved my life. What's your name? He goes, they call me the Silver Streak. And he was off in a streak. He was in a silver streak. He was gone. The Silver Streak saved me on a mountain in the White Mountains. And I never went back up that mountain after that. It was, I think I went back to the Bunny Hill. It was a lot more fun. But so, yeah, that was back when they still were not allowing snowboards. Instead of being a ski, it's like one thicker board snowboarding. They just come out with those at the time. I think it was in the early to mid 80s. That's when it was. So yeah, that was my one time skiing. And I almost bought the farm there. But thanks to the Silver Streak, he saved my life. And so now the world knows. There you go. Maybe he's listening. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I don't think I would have made it. Yeah, we had snow here too. It's almost all gone now, though. But yeah, so let's get into this and oh, I need to check and see if anyone's calling in. No one's called in yet. Feel free to call right in if you want. So I was looking at pictures of Jupiter today. And here's a close-up of the famous storm on Jupiter. So here it is, man. This is nice. I mean, they have a probe that goes around Jupiter and it comes pretty close and it takes these shots. And so it's incredible to see the beautiful cloud formations. And this is the great red spot that was, of course, first seen from Earth, long time ago. And it's been going on for hundreds of years. They say it's a storm. I think there are several of these on Jupiter, different parts of Jupiter. Yeah, I hope the Silver Streak calls too. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, call in, buddy. I'd like to thank you again. Because, I probably, they probably like just finding my skeleton now up there. So I'm looking at this, I like to look at pictures of Jupiter and then, like, oh, wow, what if I mirror that? What'll I get? Now that's Jupiter, the spot in Jupiter, the big red spot. It's a big storm, they say. So here is what I did was I took that into my Inkscape program and I duplicated it, inverted it, and half-toned it and moved it and got this. got this. Okay. So make it a little bigger. I don't know if that does anything for the. Okay. So you can see like a little face of something here, but it's kind of neat. It wasn't as cool as I hoped it would be, but it's still kind of cool. You can see some things in there. Maybe brighten it up a bit. Play with the contrast a little. And add color or take color out. You know, you can do lots with this stuff. There you go. There's that. So that's a mirrored image of that spot. That's what it looks like when it's exactly mirrored, where it's just inverted and half-toned. That's what you get. And then if you move it, you get something. Oh, look, we have someone called in. Carl to go. Where we go one, we go all. Hello, Carl. Oh, can you hear? Hello? Oh, he's connecting to his audio. All right.
All right, sorry.
Okay.
Hey, Aaron.
Good. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Oh, I feel bad, because I watch a few nights out of the week when you air, and I always want to call in, but I don't keep my cell phone near me most times. I just don't like cell phones.
Okay.
But anyway, I love you, man. Love your show. Always have.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Well,
One thing I've noticed is. How familiar are you with Tesla and vortex mathematics, and the toward fields, electromagnetic universe, any of that stuff?
well, I know a lot of what Corey's talked about with the electric universe, but as far as Nikola Tesla, I've researched him a little bit. I don't say that I know everything about him.
All right. Would you like to? Let me give you a quick demonstration. You got a pen and paper?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. This will be fun for you and everybody here.
Okay.
All right. So on this piece of paper, I want you to draw a circle. About 3 or 4 inches in diameter.
A circle. All right.
All right. And I want you to, like a clock, you're going to write the 1 in the 1 spot, the 2 in the 2 spot, the 4 in the 4 spot.
Wait a minute. You say 1 in the 1 spot, like in the one.
Right. Think of a clock.
Where 1 would be on the clock. Okay.
Right.
All right. The 1 where the 1 and the 2 where the 2 should be.
Yep. You're going to fill in the 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Except on the 7 and 8, the 8 is going to stay in its spot, and the 7 is going to go in the 7. Okay, 7. Yeah, 7. The 8 is going to go into the 9 spot. 3, 6. Make it the 10 spot. Make it the 10 spot. So the 8 will be in the 10 spot, and the 7 will be in the 7 spot. You just need a little gap right there.
All right.
All right. All right. Beautiful. All right. Now for the fun part. All right. It's a math game. Are you ready?
Oh boy, I'm not really a math guy. I mean,
all right.
My partner is what's his name? Max.
I'll keep it simple for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Very
1
simple.
plus 1 is.
Let me see. 2.
Okay. Draw a line from 1 to 2.
Okay.
All right. Very good. 2 plus 2 is
4.
Draw a line from 2 to 4.
How am I doing so far?
You are amazing. 4 plus 4?
8.
Draw a line from 4 to 8.
Okay, across.
All right. Now, in vortex mathematics and in this, we have to break numbers down until they're one digit. So what we do is we simply add the first digit of the number to the second digit of the number, and that gives you your total. So,
Right. That's how I
eight-
figure my age,
right. So 8 plus 8 is,
16.
okay, so we're going to break 16 down because two
7.
digits. Oh, there you go. So draw a line from 8 to 7.
Yeah.
All right. 16 plus 16.
16 plus 16. Let me see. 32.
Very good. 3 plus 2 is
4.
5.
Oh, 5.
So draw a line from 7 to 5. All right.
This isn't making any kind of pattern.
32 plus 32.
I knew you were going to ask that. 64.
All right. 6 plus 4 is
10.
1 plus 0 is,
1.
and draw a line.
Okay.
All right. Now, 64 and 64.
64 and 64 was like a
128.
128. Yeah.
Okay. So 1 plus 2 is,
3.
8 plus 3 is,
11.
1 plus 1 is,
2.
oh, wow. Okay. So 128 plus 128 is 256.
Okay.
2 plus 5 is
7.
7. 7
Okay.
plus 5.
All
or
right.
7 plus 6.
All right. Is it making like a figure 8?
Right. So what this represents is every number ever doubled, as far as you can calculate, will always break down to 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, or 5.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So
But that's in our number system. Now, have you ever heard of base 6 numbers?
base
Okay.
6, base 8, base 9, base 9.
Maybe you can tell me, maybe you can tell me this because I have a question about it. I heard in base 6, there pi is not a number that goes on forever. It's like a normal number.
Right.
So wouldn't that, I mean, we're base 10 because we have 5 fingers, right? 10.
No,
right?
we're base. We're
Base 5?
we're
Base
base. We're base 10, and it's base 9 because I mean 0 is infinite. It's kind of like a placeholder.
Yeah.
So I mean technically, we're base 9, but we count the 0, so there's base 10. That's going to get me into a whole nother topic, and I'm not quite done with this picture that I'm trying to teach.
But base 10 is really just doubled base 5, right?
As far as I know.
I think I have a hypothesis, something like that, hippopotamus, something like that. That on planets where are people who have 6 fingers will come up with base 6, and beings with 5 fingers will come up with base 5 or base 10.
Well, okay, so here's a stone throw for you. All right, if that's the case, then the 6-fingered, 6-toed, double row of teeth, 9 to 13 feet tall, red hair, blue-eyed, white guys that were here in America and all over the United States, what mathematics do they use?
I don't know. Base 6.
They've got 6 fingers, 6 toes,
Could be.
and
Could be.
double rows of teeth.
Don't you think it's a high probability? I mean, they're like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, wouldn't they naturally? I don't know. That's always been my thought. And the alien in the autopsy had 6 fingers and 6 toes.
Right. Well, I'm more referring to the Kandahar giant. Right. And I was actually in Iraq when and first heard the rumors when the Marines killed him.
Yeah, and you saw that crazy creature in the river too, right?
No, I haven't heard about a crazy creature in a river.
That wasn't you? Okay.
No. I was the guy that woke up falling through my ceiling head first.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And I'm also the guy that peed on a dinosaur.
That's the one. I remember. You are the guy. That's
Okay, I am the guy. All right. All right. So real quick, let me get back to this because this unlocks everything that everybody needs to learn about our existence and where we live.
But now wait a minute. Okay, all right, go ahead. The number thing is like really.
It's gonna blow your mind if it's gonna blow your mind if you just
I
continue.
don't know. Okay.
All right. So this has a point. So let me just really quick with it. All right. On the circle above the 12 spot, outside of the circle, you're going to write a 9. Outside of the circle and the bottom right hand corner, you're going to write a 6. And on the opposite side, you're going to write a 3.
Right hand corner. So you put the 3.
And they should make a triangle outside of the circle.
You put the 3 where the 6 would go, or you put the
it doesn't matter. You can put the 3 where the 3 goes, or the 3 where the 6 goes.
All right.
All right. And then you're going to put a plus and a minus next to the 3 and the 6. A plus above, and then a minus below, and then reverse it, minus, and then a plus below. And doesn't matter each one because they represent the polarity.
Okay.
All right. And we're going to go through some math real quick. All right. 3 plus 3 is
12.
3 plus 3 is 6.
I know.
Okay. 6
I
and
know.
okay, but that's okay.
I'm being belligerent. I don't like math class. Okay, what else?
Well, I'll make it really quick. I'll do all the math for you. You just listen and agree. Okay. 3 and 3 is 6. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. 12 and 12 is 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. 24 and 24 is 48. 4 plus 8 is 12. 12, 1 plus 2 is 3. Doesn't matter how many times you double 3 or 6. They will always revert back down to 3 or 6. They are the polarities of the universe. One is always positive. The other one is negative, and they swap polarities. 9 is the amazing number right now. All right, when we go to 9 and 9 is 18. 18 is 1 plus 8 equals 9. Right. 18 and 18 is 36. 3 plus 6 equals 9. 36 and 36 is 72. 7 plus 2 is 9. Doesn't matter how many times you double 9, the number will always break down to 9. 9 is the heartbeat and the life of this mathematics. All right, now 9, what it does is it goes all the way down to the 0 point. And the 0 point, the one that I haven't talked about yet, is the shape that you created when you connected the lines from 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8, created an infinity symbol, a loop. That cross section where those lines intersect is the 0 point. So the 9 comes down to the 0 point, touches it, and comes back up. All right, this is the only mathematics in the world, when completely calculated out, creates a shape. And the shape that it creates is the toward field. Okay, now what is amazing about the toward field is, first of all, it's everybody's favorite food if you're a police officer. Looks like a donut. Okay. Now, this donut, it could be think of a blood cell. You know what a blood cell looks like?
Yeah. Oh, hold on a second. That's the person talking is Carl to go, where we go one, we go all. So correct. You gotta love that title.
I'm also known as Combat Carl or the Doberman guy.
That's right, Combat Carl. Carl, I knew it was you. Peeing on a dinosaur. The guy who pees on dinosaurs.
The Doberman guy. I love my puppies, and everybody else love my puppies too.
Hey, I got a couple dogs for you.
Okay.
They're border collies.
I love border collies. One of the smartest dogs on the planet. High energy animals, extremely intelligent.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got two. They're my sons, but he's left them here. So
but everything in our universe is based off the toward field. Toward field encompasses everything. The shape of an atom, you've been lied to your entire life, is a toward field, and its characteristics are a toward field.
But they've photographed atoms now.
Okay. They're still contained within a toward field, a donut-shaped field. Well, the electrons, protons, and I don't believe, to be honest, new science says there's no neutron. The neutron is nothing but non-charged electrons, basically. But, and there's still, the neutron is the 0 point in a toward field. So you have all these lines going, from the 0 point up out to the 9, up around the 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8. And then they come back in at the 3 and the 6, and then they go back up into the 0 point. So technically, in the center of this toward field, you have a black hole. And what does a black hole do?
It sucks. Just
right.
like
The characteristics is it all matter goes into it. So all the information goes into the black hole. The opposite of a black hole, or the other side of a black hole, is a white hole. Okay, which is, you see the white hole expelling matter out in our galaxy, in the Milky Way galaxy, and it's spiraling it out in a toward field. All right. So all the information goes through the top into the black hole. It gets basically downloaded into the galactic internet, Ethernet, Akashic record, whatever you want to say, and then processed out through the white hole, and it repeats itself. Okay. Our solar system is a toward field. The atom is a toward field. An apple is a toward field, is a good example of a toward field. Flowers, you see the flowers blooming out. That's one side of the toward field, right? The other side is invisible. A tree is another example of a toward field. The 0 point is the earth. You have the stem coming out, the branches on top, and then the same thing, underneath the ground, the roots go down, and then they spread out. So, and then every energy field on earth is a toward field. I mean, it teaches us everything. When you get into Nikola Tesla, he teaches everything in our universes is energy, frequency, and vibration. Well, frequency is the measurement of a toward field. That's all it is. All right. So, when it's represented with a single line, you draw a horizontal line, and then you start in a frequency, you have a hertz, which is the top half, a rainbow. You go up, from one point of the line, it comes up and it goes down and it stops at the line. That measurement is called a hertz. And then it takes the reverse part of that. It goes down below the line and then comes back up, and it, reconnects with the line. So you have a mirror version of the frequency. Well, that is just two sides of the toward field. And a three-dimensional representation of a frequency is a toward field going straight across a line. But to measure it or calculate it, they take the positive side and then the negative side. So this is important when we move on, with the class, because everything we've been taught is basic bullshit and lies and misrepresentations of the truth. If you have a basic, if this what I'm teaching you is the foundation of everything you'll ever experience in your life, everything reflects this, everything. Because the more advanced section of this, once you understand that toward fields are nothing, the frequencies are measurements of toward fields, and that, the next step in frequency and measuring is resonant frequency. See, the only reason you can wear your glasses is because the plastic resonates at a different frequency than your skin does. If it resonated at the same frequency as your skin, you wouldn't be able to wear it. It would just fall right through you. So everything in your body has a separate resonant frequency. All right. And our energy fields all resonate at different frequencies, but they're contained within a specific group of frequencies. So the resonant frequency of the earth So the resonant frequency, last time I checked, of this earth was 7.3 and climbing to 8.4. All right. So the dimension that we live in right now, that you're experiencing with this phone call with me, requires everything within this universe on this dimensional field, this frequency range, to be within a certain frequency. All right. If you raise or lower your frequency, your resonant frequency, you shift into different dimensions. And since now this is the fun part that I've been playing with, is that all major, I would say all major frequency ranges are stable. Okay, that's how when we measure a toward field or a frequency, we are taking the average of all the frequencies within that band, and we're coming up with a measurement. Like your Wi-Fi router, it's at 2.4 gigahertz. Okay, so that's the it compresses that toward field up really, really tight and pushes it out really, really fast. And it can be measured at 2.4 gigahertz. All right, but that's the median. That's the center point. Within that 2.4 gigahertz, there are millions of frequencies or billions of frequencies above and below that 2.4 gigahertz. And just like the resonance of the Earth, even though it's at 7.3 to 8.4, you've got a shitload of frequencies above and below that median that we're measuring. And anything and everything that is above and below that median is out of our perceptual view. Everything that's alongside that median is what we consider solid matter. Are you following me, or am I lost you?
Solid matter. Yeah, I just got to say, Dark Brain says coffee falls right through him. I have to agree with that.
Coffee, beer, water, absolutely.
Well, I've seen, that gentleman did that show about toroidal fields and what was the name of that? About abundance. I can't remember what the name of it was. I mean, it's interesting, but I just don't know. I'm not sure about that, and this whole mathematics thing. I mean, it's the same kind of mathematics that Max talks about. It's where you add the digits. Now, I do that for my age because now instead of being 59, I'm 14. So that's
technically you're fine.
That's what I do, but I never thought of it as a math. Now,
well, this map is proof positive. It's how you can take religion and science and combine it together.
I don't know. Hello, Celestial Soul and Jacob Waters and Divine Tiffany. Everybody's here. Yeah, I just don't know if there's enough to I'm curious about string theory too.
Crap.
And that theory says everything's a vibration and not necessarily a toroidal field. I mean,
but
the idea that a toroidal field, is just a loop that goes into itself and feeds itself and doesn't need I'm not sure if I understand the idea of it. I just don't know if there's enough solid.
There's more, but that's where you're missing it.
Yeah, but
there's more than enough.
Carl, but wait a minute, Carl, because there's people that think that the Earth is flat.
Yes, there are.
They will go on all day long about all these reasons why it's flat, and I'm not buying it. It just doesn't resonate with me. I don't care how much information they give me. I'm not going to be a flat earther.
So let me give you a quick demonstration. Have you ever seen what a magnetic field looks like on a two-dimensional plane?
Actually, yes, because when I bought some magnets, I bought some neodymium magnets, and it came with this sheet, this magnetic field.
Right.
Sheet.
And when you
green and you put it over the magnets, you can see the magnetic fields.
Right, and those fields, what you're seeing is a physical representation of the invisible toroid field. Toroid is just a shape.
Of a magnet.
Right. Okay.
So you're saying that goes into everything.
Every energy field.
Well, I don't know. I just don't know if there's enough.
Okay. Well, then why?
It didn't convince me.
Well, let me.
Nice, but
Well, let me just help you out. All right. Now, it didn't, you can't just watch one video and go, wow, that was interesting. And yeah, I don't believe it. It's like flat earth. The CIA has put out a tremendous amount of money and they have created their own science and they've created their own math and they've created pictures and cool little videos.
Yeah.
And I've watched it all. And I tried to get convinced that I've been misled because I know everything that we've been taught from throughout history is a mutated version of the truth.
Yeah, it's easy to think that. Yeah.
But the problem with flat earth theory is it doesn't follow nature.
Plus cats would have knocked everything off the edge by now.
And cats would have knocked everything else off the earth. And, then you would have to ask yourself, why is the earth the only flat, planet in the entire solar system? If you've got a basic telescope, you can look up and you can see the rings wrapping around a circle, which is Saturn. And you're telling me that I'm just seeing an illusion and that the stars don't exist, because they're just little balls of energy.
That's ridiculous. And yeah,
Right.
and the sun can't be viewed from any other part of the flat earth, but only the part that is directly above. Bullshit.
Right. And here's my favorite one. Why are there different stars on the northern hemisphere of the planet,
Right,
say
exactly.
the United States,
Oh,
and
they've got
different
answers for that.
stars in
They've got answers
Australia?
for that too. They have answers for that too, but their answers don't
Oh,
make
no.
any sense to a logical person.
Right.
They
Yeah.
don't.
First time I ever felt like I was on an alien planet is when I went to Australia, because I'm standing out there in the middle of the night and the ozone layer is a little clearer there. And I've never seen more stars in my life. I could see purple gas clouds and green gas clouds.
The
But
stars-
I couldn't see anything familiar. I couldn't see the Big Dipper or
Right.
Orion or the
Right.
Seven Sisters or Cassiopeia.
Right.
And I felt like on a different planet, totally.
Right.
So, but the flat earthers, am I still there or did I lose you?
You're still here.
Okay. All right. So the biggest thing about the flat earthers is they've never left their home. They only know what they're being fed. You get out and you explore the world, it's round. I mean, I've been up to 32, 36,000 feet, something crazy on a jumbo jet going from Japan to the United States. They fly to the point where the sky's no longer blue, it's black.
Mhm.
But this one thing, what it taught me was that our atmosphere is a lens. Once you breach that atmosphere, you can't see any stars. Once you drop below the atmosphere, below the lens, you can see the stars. But if I've never been in outer space or, above, that, but I mean, there's no other explanation why I couldn't see any stars. I figured, man, once I got to that altitude, man, the stars would be brighter than ever. It was pitch black. There were no stars. And it was daytime when we left. So, I could see the blue below us and I could see the black above us, but I couldn't see any stars. And I also flew at night when, as we're gaining up to that altitude, you can see the stars. But once you break that altitude, once you break through that lens barrier, the atmosphere, there are no stars. So, you have to understand that, the reason we can see the stars and whatnot is because the atmosphere creates a lens and it magnifies the light. So that's personal experience,
Mhm.
And when you're at that altitude, yes, you can see a mild curve of the earth. Earth is bigger than people realize.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
I think is the biggest lie is the maps. All maps ever created have been, intentionally manipulated.
Yeah.
And of course they say that you can fit every continent on the planet inside of Africa and still have room left over.
Mhm.
But on any map, especially Google Earth, it doesn't work that way.
Mhm.
So some things you have to take for granted and we have to hit that I believe button. But I'm telling you, man, my entire life, I've been forced to hit that I believe, because every time I ask a question, no one knows the answer. or they give me some propagated bull crap answer.
Right.
Well, it's, so I spent my life trying to uncover the lie and the big lie, all the lies, from the little ones to the big ones. I've been to 23 countries and 39 states. I put boots on the ground.
Yeah. Wow.
I couldn't read a lot of the languages, but I did get to learn some of the languages while I was out there.
So what state did you not go to, but you kind of like want to go to?
Hawaii.
Where? Washington?
Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii. Okay.
I had orders to Hawaii. I turned them down. And then I ended up going to Bahrain. I've been to Crete, the sea states. Have not been to Alaska, Hawaii. I have been to Guam. Let's see. I have not been to the Dakotas. That would be it. South Dakota. I want to see the
big heads.
The big heads. Yes, not Stonehenge, but Mount Rushmore.
Yes, what a rush!
Especially when they put Trump's face up there, I'll be there for that ceremony.
I think they're probably working on it right now, but they better not hire those people that are doing Crazy Horse, because they're taking too long.
Oh man, that's Well, you gotta get rid of all the political bullshit out of the way. Once we reset this system, say goodbye to politics, man.
Yeah.
It's about love and nature, But like I said, the reason why I focus on this being more truthful than anything you've ever been exposed to is because it follows laws of nature. You can see these toward fields in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's not hard to imagine that our sun is the 0 point of a toward field, and that the planets, the Earth, Venus, Mars, whatnot, are, floating inside this toward field. It's not hard to imagine our Milky Way galaxy as a toward field. It's not hard to imagine that our entire universe is a toward field. Big Bang Theory, my ass. It came from a central point. It's expanding out and it's contracting in.
Yeah, I don't believe the Big Bang Theory either.
You shouldn't. It's like believing in Darwinism. That was pushed. I remember when that was introduced into grade school. None of my teachers wanted to teach it because they knew it was crap.
Well, certain aspects of Darwin's theory were very true. The whole thing that sparked it, one of the things that sparked it was the Galapagos Islands. Each island had these same kind of turtles. And
so
on one of the islands, the turtles had really long necks. On that particular island, the vegetation was higher. They didn't have a low vegetation. So only the long-necked turtles survived, and that was the answer, and it's logical. You can't argue with that.
So you don't think that there's anything on that island that could genetically manipulate the DNA?
Could be. But the fact
hold on. Let me get this.
Aspects of the same species with different environments.
But Darwinism suggests that also you have to, when you're going to include Darwinism, that one species can mutate to another.
No, I don't think that's no.
Then you can't support.
That is not what the turtle observation said.
Or the bird observation. I remember all the.
Said that they had to adapt. The ones with the genes with the long neck were the ones that were going to survive, because the ones with the short necks weren't going to pass on those genes. It's logic. But the idea that a creature can change into another creature, that would have to, maybe when the poles shift, that's the same propaganda they've been pushing their whole. See, but what you got to understand, you're right on the money. You are right. Okay, the turtles with the long necks did survive. But that doesn't mean that the whole theory is that's how everything works. You can't say that. Just like you can't say everything's a Taurid, because it isn't. I haven't seen it. a jellyfish maybe is kind of like a tord, but not really. I mean, there
So
would be more of it in nature if that was really.
I got a question for you. I got a question for you, and this might help you. Does a frequency always maintain the same shape?
I don't, depending on the tone.
Oh, so then the answer is no. See, a frequency, I mean, what we know of frequency, since we can only we're measuring a three-dimensional object in 2 dimensions, but we know when we compress that field that it spikes and that there are errant fields outside of the median. All right. So these frequencies can take any shape. All right. And all it really matters is composition. I mean, your blood cells have their own toward field. Each one has its own tiny little toward field. Okay. Just like the atom.
I don't know. I don't know about that. You're saying that, but I just don't. I don't know that. I mean, and this whole toward field. I don't know. I'm not convinced. I don't think there's anything you can say that's going. I would have to look into it. I'm not really interested enough in it to look into it because I just don't think intuitively to me. My instinct says dead end road, and I got a pretty good instinct. I'm not right all the time, but it's just something that I haven't been able to kind of wrap my head around.
Right. But what I'm trying, okay, so
thought.
the reason I'm introducing this to you, because I've seen your hesitancy about this. Okay. All we know and each individual religion is what we know. Your parents were your first technical gods. Every word they spoke to you was honesty until you caught them in a lie. And up until that point, every word that they said was gospel. I mean, and it goes on. I mean, just think of the funny movie Waterboy. Oh, I'm sorry.
We lost you for a second there. I was just going to let Jacob Waters in. He's been waiting for a little while. Anyway, I'll let you wrap that last thought up, and then we'll go to Jake Waters, if that's all right.
All right. So real quick. Your first God in this world that you're introduced to are your parents. Every word that they say is the gospel truth, because that's all you know up until you catch them in a lie. Once you catch them in a lie, you either disbelieve the lie and accept what they say is truth, or you start to discredit your parents and start looking for information somewhere else. Like in the movie Waterboy. He got highly upset because when he went to college and the professor asked him why the alligator's always so angry, he said, because my mama said that. I forgot what they said. Anyway, and they all laughed at him, and he got so mad that he tackled the teacher because all he knew his entire life is what his mama told him. Most of us, all we know is what the same evil, satanistic, sadistic, evil motherfuckers have allowed us to learn. So we hold on to these lies as their truth, and they are not. We have to awaken through God, realizing what God is, and God is everything. Mm-hmm. And if God is everything, there's only one constant that is everything as well. And that is the toward field. And God is expressed through the toward field with mathematics that we can understand and we can follow, which is why it's important for you to give it just a little bit more credit, do a little bit of research, and try to see how many times it connects with our own reality. And since we're an electromagnetic reality,
I believe that,
then, your magnetic fields is a perfect demonstration of the toward fields. And our ability to perceive anything is crap. We have horrible eyesight, horrible vision. Our sixth senses are extremely weak. And if we don't practice and focus on them, our telepathy sucks, our empathic ability suck. I'm pretty damn sensitive. I can feel other people's frustrations and emotions before they ever express it. Same with animals. Mm-hmm. but I've been working on it my whole life. And most of the information that I receive through my sixth and seventh and eighth senses, I don't understand what they mean because I don't have a damn teacher. So I have to figure this crap out on my own.
Mhm.
So what I'm trying to say is try to break through the propaganda, like flat earth. You have to do your research to know it's bullshit. If you don't do the research, then you have to put it over there in the I believe button section and either turn it on, push the button or not. But if you do the research, flat earth is bullshit. If you don't do the research, then you don't know.
Well,
That's my point.
I knew without researching that flat earth was bunk. I didn't have to do any bit of research whatsoever. I just knew. I feel it. Sometimes I just feel it. And I somehow I'm just not feeling the toroidal thing. I don't know. Maybe some things are toroidal, but you can't say everything is a toroidal field. I just don't. I don't know.
It goes back to, do you believe Tesla when he said everything is energy, frequency, and vibration?
That could, well, could be, he's a very smart guy. I just want to say something Dark Brain said. Darwinian evolution can't be observed or reproduced, so it's unscientific. The fossil record lacks it. All transitional species is bunk. Now, I don't think that a species can turn into another species without the intervention of an immortal spiritual being. An immortal spiritual being is the only thing that can change a species. Now, what's an immortal spiritual being? It's like a god, okay? We have immortal spiritual beings inside of us, and we have changed dogs and cats and horses and everything else. We have altered those species in ways that nature would never have done. I mean, from 4 different kinds of
Aaron,
we created all the dogs.
I got a quick question for you. Okay, so do you know what DNA is?
Yes.
Okay, DNA is a database. It's just information. Okay, everything contains DNA. The environment contains DNA. All right, so when you consume a fruit, you're consuming the fruit's DNA. That DNA in that fruit, when you consume it, you can absorb it. It can alter your DNA. When you eat Burger King, you're altering your DNA.
I don't eat that crap anymore.
Right. Well, I'm just saying. So when an animal stuck on an island only has access to certain fruits and vegetables, that means if he consumes enough of them, it will alter his DNA so he can continue eating that fruit. Okay, so right, but it's through gene manipulation.
Now,
it's
you can only adapt certain, you can't grow a giraffe neck in generation. I mean, this doesn't happen, and you can't switch species. So
no,
no.
That would be some fucked up fruit
intervened by an immortal spiritual being.
And then absolutely, we are immortal spiritual beings and happening a temporary physical existence, and it's not really physical, it's just a low vibratory existence. I mean, that's once you understand the toroid fields, you understand vibration, frequency, energy. We are not physical matter. We may seem physical, but we are really not. We are just vibrating at a very low frequency. That's why our souls aren't really, we're connected to this body, but our souls aren't this body.
Right.
Okay. It's vibrating.
I've been out of my body. I know exactly what it's like to be out of my body.
Right. You are free. You are free.
Yeah.
When you're in this body, you're damn trapped. Yes. You're stuck in this stupid matrix. But my whole point, what I wanted to really get excited about with this conversation with you, was the fact that I had the hardest time understanding dimension until I learned about this. Because as we go through life, we are constantly bouncing from one dimension to another, to another, to another, to another. And all these dimensions are very, very similar, but there are differences. And these differences are recognized. What we know of today is the Mandela effect. And the reason we recognize it is because enough of us come from enough different dimensions where information has changed. And we remember it because it's within our lifetimes. All right. I mean, that's, to be honest, it's not time manipulation. It's dimensional. People are jumping from dimension to dimension to dimension. We are waking up as a global species. And enough of us have raised our frequency to the point that we're all inhabiting, not all of us, but enough of us are inhabiting this dimensional plane at this frequency right now. And as we gain more knowledge and come closer to God, we're going to bounce to another dimension that's going to be very similar but different than this one.
Everyone wants to get close to God, but actually God is inside of us. We don't need to go anywhere or pray to any outside source. God is inside. Part of him is inside of us. So, when people say get closer to God, you can't get any closer than we are.
Exactly. All you got to do is use your thoughts and your voice. And when you speak, you're speaking directly to God. Just, you got to understand, God is the tree. God is the toward fields that creates everything. So
I'm not ready to go onto the toroidal bandwagon.
It's a mathematical representation. Okay. It's something that allows.
I know you gave it a good pitch. I'm not saying anything about your pitch. I'm just an extremely reluctant, hard to convince character. And that's all it is. There is to it. But I want to thank you for calling in. I want you to call in again because you bring up some very interesting things and it's always fun.
All right, Aaron. Well, I love you, brother. And thank you for having me on your show. And we'll try to call in more often.
Take it easy and come in more often. Yes. Thank you very much.
All right. Good night, Aaron.
Good night. Okay. And now we're going to bring in Jake Waters. Yeah. If you want to talk to God, talk to yourself. Okay. Because he's right inside of you. There he is, my buddy, Jacob Waters. Sorry to keep you waiting so long.
Oh, no, you're fine. How you been? Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while either. Been pretty good. I
appreciate you letting me in. I wanted to pick your brain a little bit. I've seen your last few lives, and
okay.
I don't know how much you've talked about the Kyle Rittenhouse case and where it's at right now, or how much you feel comfortable about talking about it. I don't know. I haven't gotten in trouble talking about it, so I didn't know if there was any hesitancy on your end.
You never know. But I have been talking about it a little bit here and there. But it's quite something else. I mean, it's obviously innocent as anything can be. Anyone can be.
I just didn't know how many times we were allowed to watch the prosecutor shoot himself in the foot before the public was going to actually realize what was going on.
Yeah. I think the camera being in the courtroom is causing the judge to be more lenient to the state than he normally would be because he's on camera and he's being watched.
Are you thinking that's because of today's statements? Because the first statement I've heard him say that was kind of a little bit of a backlash towards the defense is when he was talking about the footage that the jury requested, the FBI information that was held back, the drone footage that was held back until apparently today.
Right. Yeah, and they gave him a fuzzy version of it where they argued he was pointing the gun, but it's too fuzzy. And then when you look at the non-fuzzy version of it, he's clearly not.
Oh yeah.
So it was intentional. They knew they had that fuzzy footage. They pulled it out and they tried to do a little screwy thing there. And they should, I don't know, man.
Well, no, if you look at how tight that he actually had the strap to his chest, you would know how long it would take him if if it was holstered up to the left and pointing the way that they are bringing it to the table right now, how long it would take him to actually adjust that, because he had he specifically talked about in testimony that he had it tied to his chest in order to make it so nobody could take it from him.
Yeah.
There was
And
actually
and from that distance, the barrel of the gun is so thin you wouldn't see it anyway. You know,
Yeah.
it's really thin on those guns. It's not like a big thick something's going to show up on a video from 40 yards away or whatever that was.
Or the fact that they drug out the case so long before they actually dropped the charges of the actual gun charge in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that, yes, all the things that we've been speculating about for the first, 5 days to 7 days of the trial about it being something he was legally allowed to do. We speculated on it until just recently when the whole charge was dropped.
Yeah. It is legal for a 17-year-old to possess a gun, but they just can't buy one.
A long gun, to be specific.
Right.
In Wisconsin law.
Right.
And
So
that's why even
he
Kyle
was totally lawful, and a kid like that who's been in cop training and everything, he would know that, and that's probably why he had someone else buy the gun for him, because he couldn't buy it. But he knew he could carry it. Yeah, it's really, but what is good is it's kind of showcasing around the world what our court system is. And I think we have a pretty good court system, and this judge has been pretty good about trying to be fair to both sides. I think all in all, even with the things that have happened, stuff like that happens in all court cases, because they're all trying to win, and there can only be one winner.
True, but I mean, with the people waiting outside of the court building and waiting for the results that they're waiting for, the last thing I'd want in a trial like this is for it to be thrown out for any reason. I really do want them to get to a definitive answer where the public could at least put it on somebody else, where it's not on this kid's hands anymore. Like it's been made out to be this racial case for the whole time, and then people are starting to tune into it and realize, oh, these are all white gentlemen that are involved with the case.
Right.
Has
Except
nothing
for
to
the dropkick guy. The dropkick
Except
guy was
Dropkick guy which I actually talked about earlier tonight on my show, is Dropkick guy is the only one that might have been colored involved in this whole circumstance.
Right.
And wasn't brought to court in any way, shape, or form.
I think the question should have been asked. I don't know if it was appropriate, but who brought all those felons there? Was it the FBI? Possibly. Was it George Soros? Were these people on any kind of payroll? What, I don't know. But, I don't think there's going to be any kind of retaliation or anything that's going to happen negative because of what the court asked Kyle. Did you hear about this? They asked Kyle if after the verdict, they said, Kyle, could you please guard the courthouse for us with your gun? So he's going to be guarding the courthouse.
Did they really say that?
No, it's a meme. But I thought it was a funny one. Funny meme.
I mean, I've often told people that I think he's trained better than a lot of police officers that we refer to nowadays.
Yeah, he could probably go from police station to police station giving tips and pointers to the cops. Yeah, I think kid's going to have a lot of job offers, I think.
I think the first thing he should do when he gets out of whatever trial this ends up being is to have some retaliation against the people from GoFundMe that decided that he couldn't get any support from them through this.
Terrible.
To the people from CNN that are claiming that he was out shooting protesters, which, if you know what was going on those last 3 days, it wasn't that. So
Right.
I just wanted to pop on for a minute and say those couple things. I appreciate you letting me on.
No problem, buddy. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Anytime, Aaron. Have a good night.
You too. Take care. All right. Good to hear from our old friend Jake Waters and Combat Carl too. he killed a deep state employee as a Trump supporter. That's why BLM is there. Yeah. BLM. What does that stand for again? Oh, yeah. Biden loves minors. Isn't that what that means? BLM? Biden loves minors. I think that's what it means. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think all in all, the judge is doing a pretty good job. I mean, it's a pretty impossible thing to, but I think he's a kind of a cool guy playing Jeopardy with the alternates. It's kind of cool. He seems like a nice guy. Seems like a fair guy. He should sue for defamation. Yes, he should. Definitely. Let's see here. Let's see what else we have to show y'all. I saw this today on Mr. BB333, I think his name is, channel. Where is it? Can I find it? There it is. So this is broken off from the main ice chunk here, but he thinks it looks like something man-made here. Maybe it is, but maybe it's just a chunk of ice. It is interesting looking, though. I wanted to do some, well, that's not doing much. Let's take all the color out. Try to get, sharpen it up a bit. I don't know. It's very strange looking. I don't know. Could be just ice though. We just don't know. But that's that. Oh, thank you, Divine Tiffany. You need to go. See you, Aaron and everybody. See you later. Divine Tiffany, thank you for stopping by. Yeah. So that's what Mr. BB333 showed on one of his recent shows. I thought it was interesting. Hello, Jeremiah. I am the Lord. There is none else beside me. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. There's that. Let's see what else we got here in the grab bag of images. So, all right. I took this image. Now here's another image of Jupiter. All right. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Let's brighten it up a bit. Oops, too much. So all the white you're seeing is frozen water vapor in the upper atmosphere of Jupiter. Bring up the color a bit. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That's Jupiter. A close-up picture of Jupiter. It's just, I think it's the prettiest planet we got. As far as surface clouds look, I mean, it's got all the colors. It's just gorgeous. So I took this picture, this one picture of Jupiter, and I put it into my little Inkscape program. And I turned it sideways, and I did my mirror thing to it, where we made another pattern. So I made it, I tipped it up and I duplicated it and made my mirror image. Now, what I normally do is I go in and I will crop it here, because beyond the point where I'm cropping it, is the part of the picture that has been slided over. So from here to here is the image one way, and from here to here, it's the opposite way, and the overlapping one is half-toned. So you get these other sort of shapes. So I'm going to go ahead and crop this. So that this is the final result of that. But now we can go and pump the color up a bit. And see what we get. And we can turn it. Maybe it looks like something this way. It almost looks like a sword, huh? It's kind of interesting. The kind of designs that come up. Look at that. It's just beautiful. Like a ski jump or something. Looks like there's a dude here wearing a tank top. Oh, I might be buffering. A fool has said on his heart, there is no God. Well, I don't know how you'd think that when God is inside of us, part of us. So there you go. So that's that. Oh, color fab, that's your tricks, huh? Well, I discovered this, I don't know how many years ago it was. Back in the early 2000s, I started doing these things. Abby, those would be nice on a wall. The round curvy one ceiling, yeah, that would be cool. It's, you get really super gorgeous images. You know, maybe I'll, oops. Oh, it doesn't squeeze in any more than that. That's all it does. So there you go. There's that one. Maybe I could, here's what I'll do. I'll zoom in on it. Can do that. I like the blue part. It's very cool. So yeah, look at all that. Just beautiful. I just love looking at these things. It's very calming, and you see so many images, and you can make numerous numbers of images from one single image. It's really amazing. And I do have these available on a couple of my shirts, some of these designs in my merch shop. There's, yep. Looks kind of like a blue spaceship bird of prey. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It's pretty cool, man. Very cool. Mirror. I call them mirror images. So, yeah, they're great. I've made many, many, many of these. Too many to count. Too many to count, I gotta say. Yeah, like here's another one. I've shown this one before, but this is a kind of a cool one. Isn't that wicked? Same thing. It's from a picture, close-up picture of Jupiter. It's got all these organic shapes and organic colors. It's just wild. And you can turn it upside down and you get a whole new view. It's just, you know, if you were going to paint this, it would take you a long, long time. And to try to paint something completely symmetrical, it's really hard to do. And, you know, I got to hand it to all the pinstripers that can do this. A friend of mine went to school with Mike Iverson, is a great pinstriper. If you ever need pinstriping, he's the guy. I wonder if he still does it. Oh, you make color movies with these type of images set to music. Oh, that's a great idea. I'll have to check that out, Color Fab. Probably on your channel, huh? I'll have to go check that out. Yeah, go and check out Color Fab's channel. Sounds groovy like a record. A blue beetle. Yeah, it does look like a blue beetle, doesn't it? Very insecty looking. Very alive looking. You get a lot of, you know, because you take anything natural, and if something is natural and you just reverse it and onto itself, you get other natural looking things, but you get symmetrical natural looking things. So it's really quite something. It's magical, really. Yeah, you know, you know how I thought, Dark Brain, about this is, and I've done this too, is I've taken a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil or something, and I scribble. Okay, you scribble, make it just to scribble without thinking of anything, or maybe you're thinking of something and you scribble. Then you take that scribble, you put it in the computer, your confuser, you put it in an art program like Inkscape, which is free. Download it for free. It's just like Adobe Illustrator, only better. It's free. Never have to pay for it. And then you duplicate it, reverse it, and then halftone the top part and move it back and forth and see what you can find, what kind of images that you created from your subconscious. And I think this could be used by psychologists to take something that the patient draws himself or herself, and then the psychologist can take it, you know, put it into the computer, do what I said, and then have the person manipulate it and have that person discuss what they're seeing, because they might be pulling things out of their own subconscious. I think it would be if there's any psychologists in the audience, email me and let's get this rolling, because I think it could be a huge thing for psychology or psychiatry, to help people get to the root of their problems very quickly by looking at their own drawings, reversed and mirrored, and then finding what images are pulled out of their own subconscious. I think it could be something. Yeah. Here you go. And there you have that. There you go. Now, I've been showing some in the works drawings. A good night, Abby. I hope you have a good dream, Abby. I've been showing some images that are not quite done yet of the book I'm working on, Awesome Possum Goes to School. I'm also working on Awesome Possum, which is the first book. This is the second book. So here is, now, please try not to judge this, but it's just not quite done yet. I got to put more students in and fill it in a little more, and the floor is going to be different, and there's going to be some more things added to it to make it more interesting. So this is one of the pages in Awesome Possum Goes to School, which is not published yet, which will be published as soon as I get it finished and uploaded to some kind of a platform. There it is. Oh. There we go. So it's not quite done yet. Here he is finger painting. He might be actually finger painting with his tail too. So there they are finger painting. There's Miss Moose, and there's, he's not done yet either. This is an early picture. There's Awesome Possum and his buddy Gary Goose sitting next to him. And so I need to add some more pieces of chalk and the eraser and some things, maybe some art on the bulletin board over here, or maybe something, I don't know, on the bulletin board. So there you go. And they're old-fashioned desks, and it's going to be like an old-fashioned school. It's not going to be like super modern. So there you go. You got to create a world for these people, and so that's what I'm working on. Working on trying to get, you know, a neat little classroom for the Awesome Possum to learn on his first day of school. There you go. And he just loves, he loves the, he just loves the finger painting. And let me just read to you what that page says. All right. Okay, here it is. Time to do art, says the teacher to the class. Finger painting is fun. This school is a blast. There you go. So it's very simple. It all rhymes, and it's a great little story. So I can't wait to get it done so I can read it to my granddaughters. It's going to be fun. So there you go. I'm working hard trying to get these things done. And this is this page so far. Now I got 2 pages almost done. So there you go. And it continues. Let me take a look at the, very nice, Aaron. Thank you, Abby. Oh, I love it. The graphics are very detailed. Thank you, Celestial Soul. Well, it's going to get a little more detailed than that. So it's getting there. And I'm doing it all in vector art. So it's all done in vector in Inkscape, a free program that you can download for free. And I highly recommend it. So you can get your art program for free. So there's Awesome Possum Goes to School. There he is. And Miss Moose. Having fun. No mask. No mask. He's got the Invisimask on. Maybe he could tell the kids about how great the Invisimask is. Do you think? I think. Yeah. So there you go. So that's the latest for the Awesome Possum books. So I have to redo the whole first book. You know, it's kind of a bummer because I already had it all done. I had it all illustrated, Awesome Possum, but I changed his look. So I thought, oh, I gotta redo it. You know, so the thing is, so it's, oops. Let me tell you a story about a cool little possum. It starts out here in the woods. We all say he is awesome. So the bird's like telling the story. Kind of cool, huh? He lives in a tree way up over there. He hangs on that big branch. Please try not to stare. See, there he is. Oh, can you see it? It's not, parts of it are not showing up. So there you go. So that's the first one. And then the second one I'm working on, the Awesome Possum Goes to School. And there'll be more and more and more books added. I've already written a few other ones. So there you go. Adios, amigos. Up, dog. All right. It looks like everyone's turning it in for the night. Let's see. I think there was something else I wanted to get in here. Wasn't there? Oh. You know, I was watching the TR3B show that 1 Foot N5D did. And Alara was showing a video she took of some craft. She was at some event, and there was a TR3B. I adjusted the colors and the contrast a little bit, and this is what I flushed out of it. So there you go. Let me see, where is it? Oh, I gotta get rid of this. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so you can see there's the triangle shape right there around it. So now a lot of times when people see like what they think is like a TR3B, it'll be maybe just 3 drones. But this looks like it's actually a structured craft, like a triangle craft here. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably the best right there, the way I had it. Yeah, but I think you can see that. It looks, you know, there's some other junk around here. It's kind of like a cloudy night, but nothing is really showing structure like this. So I think that's pretty good. So I think she caught something there. Very interesting. I'd like to get a higher res picture of it and see what we can pull out of there. So that's that. Everyone's going good night. Well, maybe we should wrap this baby up, shall we, folks? I want to thank you all for coming to the Truth Quest. Thank you for Combat Carl for calling in, and our buddy Jacob Waters, and for everyone that stopped by. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Can we zoom in a bit? Zoom in a bit? Oh, zoom in. Oh, zoom in a bit. Okay, yeah, let's zoom in a bit. Okay. I thought you meant zoom, like, let's get back on there. And I'll share it again. And you wanted me to zoom in. All right, I didn't even think of doing that, so thanks. Okay, so now I'm gonna go and unsharpen it a little so it's a little less pixelated. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add pixels to this, okay? It's just like they did in the trial, all right? Adjust size. Okay, this is going 72 DPI. Okay, we're gonna go to 240. How does that sound? So now it's gonna get bigger. Now we gotta go down a little bit. So you don't lose anything. You can just zoom in a little better without getting the pixelation. So look at that. I think that looks pretty good. Thanks, Dark Brain, for saying to zoom in on it. I didn't even think of that. Yeah. She's got a little bit of footage there, so I got to get another frame, and maybe there's a clearer image or a higher resolution that I can pull out of that video. We'll have to see. Definite edges, one thick edge showing. Yes. Yeah, it does look pretty good. The placement of that one light on the top is a little off, but maybe that's part of the way it works. I don't know. Yeah. I'd say it looks pretty good. It looks pretty darn good. Well, thank you, Dark Brain. It wouldn't be good without all you. You're the best mods in the business. Thanks to all the mods and to everyone who was in the chat, everyone who likes, shares the program and tells your friends about it. I saw a lot of new people today, so I really, really love that. Keep your camera and phone to the skies so you can take that UFO picture, so you can come on the Truth Quest and talk about it. You don't even have to do that to come and talk about it. You can come and talk about it no matter what, right? Everybody knows that. You're always welcome here. And so we'll see you next time. And remember, you rock. Yes, you do. Every one of you, you guys rock. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and sometimes on the weekends. Last couple weekends, I didn't do shows. I'm not sure about this weekend. But so Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for sure. After Red Pill or around 9 or 10, if he's not going to be putting something out. Thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. You're like all my best friends. So thank you very much, and peace in.